Here we have the bush dog. Despite their tiny bear-like appearance, these pups aren't to be underestimated, being known to hunt and attack large rodents and mammals like the paca and the mara. Let's also take a moment to remember, a group of 6 bush dogs were preying upon a fully grown tapir in Bolivia, injuring it significantly. We'll talk more about this later on, as we speak with Matt, the head keeper at All Things Wild in Honeybourne.
Cool animal town, it's wild and free. Beat the larger than the natural. Swing like monkeys, jump like frogs. Down into the jungle with the cool animal law.
So my name is Matt Parker, I am the zoo manager at All Things Wild. We're here at the bush dog enclosure, talking about Taco, Vigo and Rex. They are our bachelor group, they're a brother group at different points in their lives. They will be paired with females and their genetics will be passed on, which is really exciting. So yeah, watch this space. We'll see if I'll pitch patter of baby bush dogs at some point. So in typical brother fashion, they are bouncing off each other at all times. We've got main guy who is Vigo. He is quite considerably the biggest actually, and make sure everyone knows it. He does tend to be a lot more boisterous. He's reminds his younger brothers that he is in charge. He's also pretty fearless. When you come to the zoo and you watch them walking around, you can always see quite clearly that it's Vigo at the front. Then you've got Rex, who is pretty standard middle child behaviour. He does what he wants. As I say, Vigo will keep him in line, but he's a bit of a maverick on occasion. And then you've got the tiny guy at the end, Taco. He is by far the sweetest of the bunch. He tends to linger around the keepers for much longer. The keepers have a great relationship with them. We find him who engages the most with our training programs, the enrichment. He's usually the one who engages with it the most, whether it's because it's his only chance to express himself in the group of, well, if you guys aren't going to touch it, I'll do it. But yeah, it's quite clear that he is, I don't know, maybe a bit more switched on than the other two.
In the wild, their diet is incredibly varied and doesn't just consist of fish and mammals. They'll even eat birds.
Oh, here they come. Hey boys, where's your brother? There we go. There you go, there's all 3 of them. They are super confident animals. They show really well being diurnal, so awake during the day, actively hunting.
Matt shared more about the tapir attack we mentioned earlier, emphasising that a tapir is 20 times bigger than a bush dog. To put that in perspective, a pride of 6 lions can take down 1 elephant, an elephant only being 15 times bigger than a lion. In effect, you could argue that bush dogs pack more of a punch than a pride of lions when it comes to the art of combat.
They'll patrol these territories pretty much every day, but bush dogs are quite unique in the fact they don't follow a certain path. When they're patrolling their territory, they tend to just randomly spurt around their sort of home range, make sure there's food, making sure their scent is topped up at all times. They've settled in great over the last year and a half. We had all the outdoor space, and then a small house that we've now adapted to an off-show area for them to then be able to concentrate on creating a completely new indoor space. And that's why we have the enclosure the way we do. We have deep areas for digging. They naturally nest build in a breeding group. So we have areas of deep substrate, we have caves, we have rocks. So we've got all the trees for them to scent mark. So if any other bush dogs decide to come to Honeybourne, they'll know this is territory of Taco, Vigo and Rex.
These little pups know exactly how to mark their territory. Matt shared a fun fact with us about how they do this and why they've earned a certain nickname that they'll never live down.
So another name for these guys is the vinegar dog. Yeah, it's, for want of a better word, they stink. One of their main ways of communicating in the wild, they'll rub their skin on it, but they'll also urinate. We see it every now and again, but bush dogs will often do little cartwheels or handstands at the base of trees to fire urine as high as possible. Basically trying to send their scent as far and wide as possible, make sure other bush dogs know this is their territory. They're constantly in communication with each other. They have loads of vocalizations. These little high-pitched squeaks help them tell each other what's going on, where each one are in the pack. These guys are super elusive. You're not necessarily going to catch them on camera traps or things like that. But if you can have sort of microphones out in the field, you might catch different squeaks from all over the place, and that again can help population research, which again gives us more information about what is a near threatened species. Their population is declining as a result of deforestation and illegal poaching for bushmeat. So working with the bush dogs at All Things Wild has also opened avenues for us to work with bush dogs out in the wild. Bush dogs are mesopredators, which are one of the best ecological indicators of sort of habitat health. If there's enough food and resources going around for these smaller predators, as well as housing these apex predators, it's a really good indicator of how healthy that ecosystem is. But equally, maybe something's going wrong up at the top. When we brought in the bush dogs, we wanted to make sure that we aligned our collection plan with our conservation plan. And that alliance formed with Proyecto Zorro Potoco, or Project Bush Dog, out in the Argentine Misiones. Now, this is an amazing project that works on so many different levels. From research, they're constantly monitoring populations of not just bush dogs, but 9 other species. The way that they monitor it is incredible. They use scent dogs to find scat of all these species. This is a really non-invasive way of monitoring these populations. But along with this work, they work with the anti-poaching brigade. One of the biggest problems for bush dogs is bushmeat and the illegal wildlife trade. So catching and detecting and deterring these poachers is really, really important.
The work that All Things Wild has done to contribute to the conservation efforts of Proyecto Zorro Potoco, or Project Bush Dog, is truly inspiring to us. Being involved in the fundraising, education and raising of awareness has helped the team see tangible differences to species like the bush dog. And on that note, we'd like to say a special thank you to Matt, Elijah and the team at All Things Wild for having us and showing us their terrific trio, Taco, Rex and Vigo. If you like this video, be sure to visit our website at www.thecoolanimalblog.com and follow us on Instagram for more content like this. Even feel free to send us a message if you have a story in mind that you'd like to share. Thanks for watching.
From the lions to the chirping crickets, gator snap snap, can you dig it? Eagles are sharp in the high sky, jungle beats under the midnight sky. Cool animal town, it's wild and free. Beat the larger than the natural. Swing like monkeys, jump like frogs, down into the jungle with the cool animal blog.